Hello everyone, myself Uday Datrak. I am planning to teach 100 plus unique web application security issues in just 20 hours. Search in YouTube for Uday Datrak guys. I have already uploaded 50 plus lessons in my playlist. Start watching from lesson 0, otherwise you may understand the lesson but you will not be creative. If you watch from lesson 0, you will become like expert in cybersecurity and you can get a job easily on web application pen testing guys. So this is the only one channel which teaches 100 plus unique security issues like no other commercial training providers guys. So keep subscribe, you can get daily alerts. Now before going further, as we have seen previously, we saved all the GitHub payloads in particular file, right guys. Try to copy each payload in a and paste in a HTML file and see whether how the script is getting executed, just for learning purpose. Like you need to know that there are some scripts like maybe you should not use the Chrome guys. Chrome by default blocks the payloads sometimes. So there are some payloads, if you could see, they will never generate like what is a script tags. For example, this doesn't show a pop-up. It will try to load the JavaScript file. In the backend it will steal the scripts, because most of the times the alert keywords can be blocked by the website. So the hacker can put something like this, or else if you could see this, the other payload, like it is the link here. I just copied the last one. Most of the times whenever we enter the payload, sorry, like we are not sharing this. Most of the times when we enter the payload, automatically the payload will be executed, but this one is showing a link. The victim has to specifically click on that link, or else you need to check. For example, what I am trying to say is, we'll try to open our website like localhost XSS. Here we always enter the alert script alert, right? Let's say the website is blocking alert, so you will never get a pop-up. So in such situation you have to enter this something like this. Okay, it is now showing the link, right? So what happens if you assume you are an attacker and you take this link, you execute it, you know that this link has some malicious link. Now encoding overloaded. Ensure that you turn down video settings. That's okay. 1 second guys, there could be some show recordings. Maybe I just delete the previous files. Now we're gonna have the space. Yeah, now you know that with this payload you will be able to generate a hyperlink. Now if you send this link to a victim, if victim clicks on this, he will see there's some link. After clicking on that link, his session ID can be stolen. So it is not necessary to always show the alert box itself. If you can execute any backend script like particular loading a site kind of thing like this could be a serious issue too. And also, like, victim has to specifically click on the href links. This also issue guys. So play around and keep aside and see, like now what we're gonna do is, this what I have showed you about cross-site scripting is a little complex process. Let's say you are a noob, you are a beginner and you don't want to use all these payloads, you want to find automatically. Then we will use the Zap Proxy open source tool. Search for Zap Proxy guys in Google. Then you can see this like zapproxy.org. click on download now button. If you are on Windows 7 or 8 or 10 operating system, you need to download this version only. 94 MB. I downloaded to desktop, and then it asks for Java to be installed on your machine. Search for JDK download, and I forgot to put the download button, guys. Meanwhile, if it's downloading now, yeah, it only takes like around, it's 150 MB. Now, very important thing when you are running automation scripts on the website, let's say there is some command line tool like python xss scan.py. Assume that you are checking for facebook.com. You should not check for Facebook, guys, directly, because these sites, when you talk about bug bounty, they say that never run the automation tools. That's the reason I told you that when you need to use the staging environment and tell the developers that you're gonna use the automation tools too. Meanwhile, let's click on install this one, then we can discuss parallelly. Now, if you could see this, how does this Python script can automatically log into the facebook.com. It will only check for, if you run commands like this, it will only check for the external pages, but Facebook also has the internal pages like file upload, wall post, sending messages kind of thing. Those also can be vulnerable to cross-site scripting. So make sure that the automation tool should be able to check for security issues within the internal pages. For that, the automation tool should ask for the username and password kind of. Successfully installed, guys. Now Java is installed. Let me install the Zap proxy. IntelliJ wizard could not find the Java runtime environment. Okay. This PC, right click properties, advanced settings, environment variables, search for path. This is some old path I have given, I believe. Let me remove this. And I'll go to C drive. Java JDK bin. So JDK is installed. I'm not sure we can fix the issues using this approach. Let me copy. Okay. Could not find the Java runtime environment. Okay, let me download the JRE file, guys. Agree and start download. So it's downloading by default Windows 10. Can you see here? Yeah, Java is installed, man. It is, so the Zap proxy, once we install, we can able to, what we're gonna do is with the Zap proxy, now we'll just like burp suit, this one, in this also we can set the port number in this, and the same port number we'll set it in the Firefox, and then we'll browse all the internal pages of the application, because all the internal page, when we browse all the internal pages, this Zap proxy will store all the internal pages along with the session IDs, so that now the Zap proxy can successfully check for security issues within the internal pages also. guys. So I think I am now installing after very long time. Maybe I am coming across some issue, guys. So I will try to figure it out offline, and I'll make a video in the next session on how I could run it, guys. So we'll spend around like 1.5 hour only on the cross-site scripting, so that if you can understand the basics, you can learn by yourself all the other kind of security issues, guys. Yeah, let me stop the video.